Hello and welcome everybody to another StarCraft 2 game cast by Glitch. Spawning in the top left corner of Xel'Naga Fortress, we have, as the yellow Terran, MarineKingPrime. And spawning in the bottom left corner, as the pink Zerg, we have oGsJ. Now, both of these players are absolutely top Korean players. Both players are absolutely amazing players. I don't know why their names are different. I honestly have no idea. This is a custom game that was played. You can tell by the colors of the players. Pink and yellow are not standard colors that you get when you're playing on ladder. So this is a custom game that they arranged just as, I guess, a practice match. But both of these players are absolutely incredible players. I mean, oGsJ, I don't know J, but I know oGs, and oGs is some of the top Korean players in Korea. So I'm expecting absolutely amazing play from this pink Zerg here in this bottom left corner. In this top left corner, as I said, we have MarineKingPrime. He is Marine King from the Team Prime, and he needs little introduction. You all know who Marine King is. He's absolutely an amazing Terran player from the days of Brood War, I believe. I believe he was actually a Brood War player. I didn't actually keep up that much with Brood War back in those days. I played Brood War casually as a young teenager. But I didn't actually follow the competitive Brood War scene, so I don't know that much about what he did in Brood War, but I know that in StarCraft 2, he is incredible. He is an absolutely incredible Terran player. So I'm expecting an absolutely amazing game today from these two Korean players. Scout now coming across the map for oGsJ. Man, I'm gonna have so much trouble remembering the names of these characters when I can't just look up here on my nifty little name banner and just see who these players are. I'm going to keep calling him Magikarp. Yeah, I don't know. I might call him that at some points during the game. If I do, I apologize. Magikarp has touche, oGsJ, touche. oGsJ has now gone for a fast expansion. No pool up yet. Well, I spoke a little too soon. Spawning pool just now going up. He has thrown down a hatchery first, so he's going for a little bit more economic style of play. This is a move that I'm okay with on this map. The rush distance is fairly long, and there's a Xel'Naga tower here in the middle that you can hold, and pretty much all bases kind of, unless you consciously tell your units to go through this side path here that leads to this third, your units will just come down here through the middle of the map, and all units will meet in the middle. But we do have some early pressure here coming from MarineKingPrime. He does have one Marine out on the field with two SCVs that are currently repairing themselves. Looks like we are going to be seeing some bunker pressure and a whole lot of SCVs being pulled off the line from Marine King. Looks like he's going to be doing some early pressure. oGsJ is aware of this early pressure and has pulled a lot of drones to help deal with this. A spine crawler has gone down, but it is not going to be up in time to deal any damage to these Marines anytime soon. Trying to get a good surround with those drones. I don't know how I feel about that. These drones are going to take a lot of damage from all these SCVs and those two Marines, losing a lot of workers there. Let's see, he actually lost 4 workers there, and a few Lings are now on the field now. Looks like they are trying to get a nice corner on these Terran forces here in this corner, and it looks like Terran is being forced to fight. SCVs tanking a lot of damage for these Marines, but losing a lot of SCVs and drones here going down. 2 more Marines have now reinforced. Looks like this spine is now up, so it looks like oGsJ is going to be content to just pull back and continue his mining as well as his defending. Some Zerglings now on the field. Looks like we have 9 Zerglings on the field, and it looks like oGsJ is content with this as he has gone down to producing more drones. In the meantime, in the Terran base, we do have this 2 racks that is now up. Orbital Command has just now come up. And it looks like he's going to be trying to continue this pressure. He does have another SCV coming down here. Looks like he's going to try to throw down a bunker in this bottom little corner if he can, but the creep has just now spread to that corner, and he will not be able to do so. But these Marines doing some nice little stutter step micro there. The SCV does get taken out, but these Marines are still here and can now sit behind this mineral line just barely out of range of that spine. He needs to get those Marines actually out of that range of that spine. And there he is. He has now found the sweet spot. He is dealing a lot of damage, but he knows that there are more Zerglings on the way. Does not want to lose these Marines. Does have a couple more Marines coming in. Doesn't look like he has any SCVs yet coming, so it looks like he's just going to be going for straight Marine pressure, no bunkers, but this is definitely causing quite a bit of pressure to oGsJ, who is now replacing the spine crawler that is taking a lot of damage from these Marines. Zerglings now coming out. They are on creep. They want to be sure to engage on creep because that is where his units are the fastest, so he wants to try to bait those Marines onto the creep and see if he can't get a good surround. Checking out the worker count right now, Terran is actually up just because of so many workers were lost there for oGsJ. And a lot of Marines here coming in, trying to corner these Marines in the corner, but these Marines dealing an awful lot of damage to those Marines. But it looks like these Lings are just going to be able to barely clean up the forces of MarineKingPrime, and it looks like MarineKingPrime is going to be forced back with his Marines. He's now pulling all his Marines back to his base, and it looks like he's now throwing up an expansion command center. Looks like he is going to be going for a little bit more of an economic style of play now that he was able to do his damage with his Marines. Harvester count right now is currently favoring Marine King. He is currently up 19 to 15 harvesters, and so we can see now in the production tab here for oGsJ, he is just droning, trying to produce a lot of drones, trying to get caught up in that worker count. He does have queens now up. His queens were quite delayed by those Marines that were doing some damage there to the front line of oGsJ. So it looks like he is now throwing down a second spine crawler. He saw those Marines coming on that Xel'Naga watchtower. He's pulling his Zerglings back, and it looks like he's going to be throwing up that second spine crawler. He's worried about another big all-in from MarineKingPrime here. He has not managed, I don't think, to scout too much of MarineKingPrime's base, so I don't think he doesn't know quite what Marine King is doing, so he hasn't seen that expansion command center go down. I don't believe. I will check in just a moment whether oGsJ has seen that command center, but looks like he is a little bit worried that Marine King could be going for an all-in with just a ton of Marines here early in the game. Let's check out, now that these Marines have pulled back, the vision of oGsJ, and no, he has not actually seen that command center that is now up for MarineKingPrime, so he is a little bit worried about that all-in. Produced quite a few Zerglings there, but nice move there by Marine King. He's forcing a lot of Zerglings to be produced. He's forcing these spine crawlers to be produced, and that is just not a position Zerg players want to be in. Zerg players want to be producing drones until the later stages of the early game, anyway. And so he's been forced to produce a lot more Zerglings than he would have liked. He has evened out the drone count right now. If we check out the Harvester tab, 27 workers to 26 harvesters. We do have pretty close worker count right now, but those queens were delayed by quite a bit. These two spine crawlers were forced, and he could have been way ahead. And another thing to note is, although the worker count is pretty much even right now, the Terran player does have these orbital commands producing mules, so his income is actually much higher than the Zerg player right now, so he's able to produce a lot of units. Right now he does have 4 barracks down on the field. Looks like he's now switching to a Marauder style of play, which I kind of question the style of play. Marauders, so far he has not seen any roaches yet on the field for oGsJ, but he has blindly started producing those Marauders. I guess he's worried about a little bit of Marauder pressure, but now a lot of forces now moving across for MarineKingPrime. What these Marauders are going to be able to do, they are going to be able to help in taking out these spine crawlers. They're going to do massive amounts of damage to these spine crawlers. They do a lot of damage to the buildings, and looks like Marine King is going to move in with all these forces. oGsJ was forced to produce a lot of drones there, or he wasn't forced to produce a lot of drones, but he wanted to produce a lot of drones there. Baneling Nest now coming up for oGsJ, but it's just not going to be in time, and these Marines are going to be here to deal a lot of damage. Zerglings now moving out, trying to delay these Marines for as long as they can, but they are not going to be able to do the kind of damage that oGsJ is going to need them to do against these forces of MarineKingPrime. 2 queens being pulled now to try to deal as much damage as they can, and that queen needs to be pulled back right away. He definitely does not want to lose a queen in this position. Actually doing a pretty decent job of holding off, doing some nice little tactics where he runs in, deals some damage with those Zerglings, and pulls back, but this Overlord needs to be pulled back right away. This is going to supply block oGsJ, and he's not going to be able to produce Zerglings for a little while here until he gets some more Overlords up. He is currently supply blocked. Banelings are now up on the field, moving in with those Banelings. Looks like he's going to be trying to deal a lot of damage here, going for those Marines, keeping those Marauders up front. Nice unit placement there by Marine King with these Marauders up front, trying to bait those Banelings into dealing damage only to those Marauders, which don't take as much damage from those Banelings as the Marines do. But man, more forces just being rallied in from Marine King, and it looks like he is finally going to be forced to pull back. Marine King now throwing up a factory as well as an engineering bay. Looks like he's getting quite a nice little wall off here. I'm kind of interested in this style of wall off. What this wall off is going to allow Marine King to do is filter the forces of the Zerg player. If he goes for a very heavy ling count or a very large unit count style army of Zerg, he's going to be forced into all these small chokes here, and if he can get up some siege tanks here, those siege tanks are going to be able to do massive damage to the forces of oGsJ as he comes through here. But no, actually, looks like he is now going for a more full wall off here with these two reactors on these barracks. So it looks like oGsJ has just been forced to play very defensively this entire game. It's definitely not where he wants to be. He's sending some Zerglings around here to this third to get ready for any kind of a counterattack if Marine King does push out. But it looks like he's finally starting to stabilize. Looks like he's going to get ready to throw down that third base. I like this choice of third from oGsJ. This is an excellent third. It is very, very far away. It is on the other side of the map from MarineKingPrime, so this is very, very good base placement here. I like this base. It means that if Marine King wants to come attack this, he's going to have to come all the way around here to attack this base, and at which time basically oGsJ is going to have the choice to either engage those forces from both the back and the front. He'll have that option, or just straight up counterattack the main and natural of Marine King. But it looks like Marine King just coming with this constant aggression is now moving out with another large force of Marine Marauders. These Zerglings here in the middle of the map have scouted it. He does have Zerglings all over the map, making sure that Marine King is not expanding, but holy cow, that is a lot of forces. He's going to need a lot of Banelings to hold this off. His Banelings do now have speed. They do have that movement speed upgrade, and Marine King throwing down those upgrades, getting ready, checking to see what kind of forces are here for oGsJ. The Banelings here morphing in more Banelings, trying to hold off with his forces for as long as he can, hoping that these Spine Crawlers will delay the forces of Marine King for as long as possible while these Banelings morph in, but he is not going to be forced to engage right now. 14 more Banelings on the way. The forces of oGsJ now moving in, trying to get around those Banelings to those Marines, and nice Marine split there by MarineKingPrime. Such nice Marine split. Those Banelings definitely did not do the damage oGsJ needed them to do, and the forces, the drones of oGsJ now being pulled off the line. Every time I say oGsJ, I have to delay it just a little bit because I always forget that this is not Magikarp. So a lot of forces here being rallied in for oGsJ as he pulls back all his drones here and gets his drones back to mining. I don't think Marine King is aware of this third, but he is bringing out this command center. He has now seen those Zerglings coming now from this direction, so he is going to be able to safely assume that there is a third now in production down there. Some more Banelings coming in, but just overall nice unit placement here by MarineKingPrime. He's just very nice Marine spread. All the drones now moving in, and I am going to expect a GG from oGsJ here any minute now. Just constant aggression from, there it is indeed, the GG from oGsJ. Very well played, very nice aggression. This is how you want to play as a Terran player. You constantly want to be doing as much aggression as possible to those Zerg players to try to keep them guessing. Like when you don't want them confidently just producing drones. You want to force them to make Lings, you want to force them to make Spine Crawlers, you want them not focusing on their economy, and that is exactly what Marine King did this game, and was able to just keep that Zerg player pinned back. So very, very well played there by MarineKingPrime. I hope you guys enjoyed that game. It was very well played by MarineKingPrime. If you guys liked it, please comment, please subscribe, and glitch out.